as you would expect, left school, could read and write properly. Yeah. On a council estate, been arrested, car stereos, all that kind of stuff. Then got into the rave scene and like shitty jobs, all of these different things. I've never been to prison, which I'm pleased about, but there are good men in prison and people can reform.
Mhm.
But it's harder when they've got a criminal record to get to next level. I don't know enough about the area of post release. I know there's not a great support mechanism, but I would definitely say, look, go and do some therapy work. Go and learn about emotional literacy. Go and do work around your behaviors. Because if you think you're in prison, you're always watching your back. Okay. Prison life's going to be tough. Your cortisol is going to be high. So you might spend all your time in flight mode all the time. Yeah. And then what you're going to be is you're going to be like hypersensitive to your surroundings. So I'd definitely start with how do I get peace of mind? Well, then go through a framework where whether it's through therapy and work through all the stuff that you can start to heal on those areas, because you're going to need to heal first before you get in the job. You want to get out of your environment. Yeah. You don't want to go back to your old environment where it picks up the bad habits. Yeah. No one can heal in a toxic environment, whether that's in prison, back on the estate, or whatever. You want to need a clean break and don't go back. So they're going to be key things. Then the tricky one is, well, it's hard to normally, depend on your record. And I don't know where that stands with, because I don't know enough about with Companies House, whether you can own a business, but you could get back into owning the business. Let's be honest. Some of the people on the street that are dealing gear and stuff, they know their numbers, or they couldn't do what they do, right? So they've got that kind of hustler's mind.
Yeah.
So then how do we get them to take that hustler's mindset and put it onto a legal business that they can own and it's theirs, and they feel they can take pride in that? It's a tough one, but I think first you get your mind right. First you accept it doesn't matter what people think, because it's your life. You've got to live in your shoes. It's okay for you guys to turn around and say, no, just get to the gym, and the gym's not going to be enough. A gym doesn't fix your CPTSD, it doesn't fix your attachment styles, it doesn't fix rumination and all those different things of if you go and reflect on your life. So definitely I would look at that area first. Is like, where do you want to improve? Do you have anger problems? Cool. Go online, download some worksheets, go and do some emotional literacy. Understand how that works, why you feel like that. Yeah. Because a lot of people put off by it because they're going, I can't do that, I'm a masculine guy. But then they'll sit there riddled with CPTSD, living a miserable life and not be able to operate properly in society. So we have to normalize that part for sure. But post that, I'm not sure where it stands, but a lot of these guys, hustlers, will make good businessmen if they use their integrity, but the hustler's mentality of the grind of doing the work. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
So a translation of skills, but in a positive sense.
Because I've had depression. I've had to take tablets for it. I've had seasonal affliction disorder, which probably was the same thing with the depression. Like since the dark nights come in, I can go a bit kind of down in the dumps. But I know that, so I work on it. I've classified with OCD, like obsessive compulsive disorder. And it's like, yeah, great. So I know what my triggers are and I work on it. So when I see somebody who comes and starts throwing punches, there's usually something you can see behind that